You already know what it is. GMOG Media TV, GMOG Sports TV, Great Man of God Media TV, back with another one. All right, family. So obviously we got a fight coming up with Shakur Stevenson as the headline versus Edwin De Los Santos, happening on a Thursday night. So hey, kind of an unusual time to fight, but it's on a Thursday night as opposed to your typical Saturday night. But he's fighting and he is the headline. I'm looking forward to the main event and the undercard as well. I'll be watching that fight. But obviously we have Shakur Stevenson out in Vegas, and he has his supporters. He's close with Terence Crawford, among other fighters, and Terence Crawford's out there doing his media rounds. He is doing some interviews. In his latest interview that I saw, basically on all the main platforms, Fight Hub, Fight Hype, things like that, he mentioned or was asked about fighting Canelo, and basically he said he doubled down on fighting Canelo. He still wants to fight Canelo. As a matter of fact, he's training. he's actually sparring fighters at 168. There was an interview for one of his sparring partners. He's fighting sparring partners at 168. It's what I would say about this is, I have always said, I'm not a big fan of guys moving up multiple weight classes to fight other guys, right? I'll be lying if I said I don't want to see this fight. Yeah, it would be intriguing to see this fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford, right? It will be intriguing because everybody knows, Terence has the skill level. His skill and talent level is top notch. He is pound for pound the best fighter in the world, skill level wise. Now going up multiple weight classes, like I said, I'm not a big fan of. We've already seen it. What happened with Jermell Charlo moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. We saw how that turned out. Now here's the thing about Terence Crawford. He seems serious about fighting Canelo. Canelo obviously indicated he was not in the plans for 2024. He was not in the plans. Canelo is at a point of his career he can literally do whatever he wants to do. He can fight whatever he wants to fight, whatever, right? So if you're not in the Canelo sweepstakes, you're not in the Canelo sweepstakes. You can do what the fuck you want. You can pout, moan, and say, hey, I want to fight Canelo. If he doesn't want to fight you, he does not have to fight you, and he will not be penalized by anyone. He created that stature. So what I want to say is this about Terence Crawford. If he's definitely serious about fighting Canelo, which it doesn't look like it would be 2024, right? After this fight with Spence, whenever this fight is happening, he was interviewed and asked when he'll fight Spence. He says he doesn't know. We saw a recent photo of Errol Spence walking around with happy weight, right? In a picture of cane Corsos with some dogs, walking around looking like he's about 180, 190 pounds. So he's not in fighting shape and looks like he's not focused on fighting anytime soon. My thing is this: if Terence is serious, after this fight with Spence, go up to 168 and fight somebody at that weight class. Get acclimated to that weight. You'll have an advantage because of the fact that you're moving up 3 weight classes going into one major fight, which is Canelo. It extremely failed with Jermell Charlo. He moved up 2 weight classes and jumped right into Canelo instead of going into that weight class and settling and getting acclimated to that weight class. He should do the same thing. So fight a David Morrell. Fight possibly the loser of David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, because the winner is supposed to fight Canelo. So fight the loser, right? Fight somebody in the top 10 at 168. You get acclimated to that weight. And if you dominate that opponent at 168, the fans, the media is going to pressure Canelo to fight Terence Crawford. That's the way I see it. That's how it should be, right? So if he's serious, fight a couple fights, 1 or 2 fights at 168. Get acclimated to that weight class. If you have a dominant performance from those fights, the fans and the media will pressure Canelo to fight Terence Crawford. That's the way I see it. So, yeah, family, those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below. Like I said, you know, Terence doubled down about fighting Canelo Alvarez, but Canelo says he's not in the plans. But hey, you got to pressure Canelo to fight you. And the only way I see it is dominate a couple fights at 168. Then Canelo will be kind of forced to fight Terence. But those are my thoughts on that, family. Leave your comments down below. Until next time, signing out. Peace.